Today I'm going to do something I've never done before. This is a first for me. Just like Oppenheimer in his lab, I'm getting a bit experimental, but instead of creating a bomb, I'm creating an innovative new piece of content. I'm going to talk to you about something. I know, hang on tight because it's sounding a little too extreme, might blow you away, but we're gonna give her a whirl and see how it feels. You might notice that my voice sounds a little weird, and in fact, I've already had to cut this video a couple of times because it keeps cracking like I'm going through the sequel to puberty here. You see, I just had to cut it again because of an absolutely embarrassing, tragic voice crack that you would have made fun of me for, and I don't want you to make fun of me. So why is my voice cracking? Well, it's because I was screaming my little hiney off like I was about to be fucking murdered while cheering for our Moist Esports Apex team during their World Championship run this weekend. But this time was a little bit different than just me and my friends getting together to combine Swamp Ass into a fusion dance and just go fucking stupid for our squad cheering. We decided to do that, but live in front of an audience. And we had about 600 people show up today for the final day, and it was just incredible. A huge thanks to everyone that came through, and there's just a lot I want to talk about in regards to it. We may not have won the World Championship, but we're still extremely proud of how well the boys performed, and even getting to the final day and doing as well as they did is incredible, and super excited to see how far we can go next time, and hopefully win the whole thing. But what I want to... Wow, you know, I'm not going to cut this one. I'm not going to cut this one, even though I'm having a true wombo combo here of voice cracks right off the bat, and it just keeps getting worse. It's the Pandora's box is fully open now. You're seeing me at my most vulnerable. But what I want to focus on... I might cut the... I'm not. What I want to... What I want to focus... What I want to focus... This is going super well. What I want to focus on for the video, though, isn't so much the actual tournament itself, but the event. We did more than just watch party our Apex team and cheer for them and get silly and goofy on stage. We did quite a bit, and there's a lot I want to talk about with that. First, I will show you a couple of cool moments from today in particular, because there was nothing quite like hearing 600 people all just cheering and getting equally silly for your team. I would have never thought I'd ever experienced something like that, and it was just unbelievable. So I just want to show you a couple of quick clips there before getting into some of like the questions a lot of people kept asking and a lot of other things that I just think are a really cool takeaway from the event that I'll remember for the rest of my life. It was incredible getting to meet so many of you that came out. Thank you so much for showing up. And yeah, here's just a couple of clips before getting into the rest of the meet here.
It's a rock. You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Swan.
There we go.
Kill him!
Kill him!
Punish him! Teach him a lesson.
That's
okay.
right. We got top three.
Top three.
And maybe we hit them with a little...
Here they come.
And then
Oh, we got one knock.
Okay.
It's working.
Okay. I think I've got a hankering for a win. I'm going to place an order.
Oh, place it.
Order up. All right, one more time.
Yep.
Order up. Oh, let's
Now
go.
we're eating.
Woo! Tell me about the Krabby Patty formula.
Right, it's just an ordinary Krabby. Oh my goodness!
Yeah!
Yeah! Blank
That was
10.
under pressure. Chase can play.
Oh,
That was a really good laugh.
Good.
that was good.
There,
Just wait, bang ult, nice.
Nice. Oh,
Wait, just wait.
Whoa!
Let's get wet, please.
Let's get wet!
Let's get wet. Let's get wet. Let's get wet. Let's get wet. Let's everywhere. Let's get wet. Let's get wet. Let's get wet.
Oh, shit.
Let's get wet. Come on.
Let's get wet!
Yes.
Come on.
Please.
Oh, good jump.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Break it.
Break it. Nice.
Nice. Good break.
Careful.
Got it.
Come on. Let him. Come on.
Yes.
Real life.
Above.
No!
That was good. That's all right.
Good game.
That was
good
really
game.
good.
That's all right.
Great game.
Fucking euphoric, like a Redditor finding atheism. Hearing all of the cheers, the Let's Get Wets, the Tim the Toolman Taylor, SpongeBob references, it was fucking awesome. Now, We didn't win any of the matches today, unfortunately, but the day before the event, we actually won back-to-back matches, and I have to showcase probably the best moment in Apex Legends professional history. Our IGL, Imti, hit a 720 Kraber no-scope to win us back-to-back matches on the day before the event.
The gravity lift up on top, Riddle Order. I don't think they can do anything about this.
Oh my God!
He hits the 360!
What a beast! 360 Kraber shot into the top true combo! Moist take back-to-back wins on World's Edge!
Spin it up, boys!
So for those of you that don't know the format, there's multiple days where teams are whittled down. So there's winners and losers. And we stayed winners the entire time. And the day before our event started, we had gone fucking wild. Hulkmania was running wild. We won back-to-back matches. We were cruising. And this was one of the most stylish moments I've ever seen in professional gaming. But anyway, now let's start talking about the event. This is something I never thought I'd actually do. This is going to be a shocker, but I'm not someone who really likes to go to events. This is so far out of my comfort zone, I could puke. I, even during my entire academia career, could never, ever do well in front of actual people. On the internet, it's extremely easy to lose sight of the numbers and what they actually represent. Like on Twitch, people will find 1,000 viewer streamer and call them a small streamer, when really that number means there's 1,000 living, breathing, sentient fucking human beings all watching the same thing at the same time, the same person. It really is a lot. So to see a few hundred people at the venue watching is fucking terrifying. I don't think I would have ever envisioned I'd be able to survive something like that. If I was still mysterious anime character Charles from my freshman year of college, I probably would have walked out on stage and had a cardiac arrest. We would have needed Quan Chi to put my soul back in my body and sit me on the couch. It was an unfathomable idea, which is why I've never done events or anything. I'm scared of it. I don't like going to big shit like that. It's just never been something I've ever attempted until now. I've recently been thinking about how important it is to do things that make me uncomfortable, and I feel like this is maybe valuable advice, I suppose, to others, is that if you just live every day and everything you do around what's comfortable, you miss out on a lot. So I'm super happy that we did this event, and I'm even happier that so many people seem to enjoy it. We did, like I said, we did more than just watch Apex, right? We tried to do a lot with the audience. So we did like a Rocket League 1v1 bracket style and found like the hidden raid boss of Rocket League 1v1's, Hector, who became like a fucking sensation at the event. And it was super cool. And getting to meet everyone was incredibly sweet. Everyone that went was just an absolute angel, like really just nice all around and fun. I never really meet anyone that watches my shit except for the very few times I, stop role-playing the troglodyte stuck in his cave and I actually venture outside into the world and go to like a bar or a club. Then I'll meet like a handful of people from time to time. But this was just very different from that, and it was just fucking cool, honestly. But I guess what I want to transition into is not just like reflecting on the event and what it meant to me, but we did like Q&A shit where we tossed the cube around, probably caused a few concussions because we were really launching that bitch and it was just hitting people right in the face. They didn't sign any waivers, so I'm sure there's lawsuits pending. But when we would throw this cube around, there was a mic in it and people would ask questions. And some questions got repeated a lot. So I want to just quickly answer some of those. The question that was actually asked the most was what I do for my hair, like hair routine or what products. And, I don't think there's anything super special about it, but I'll just go ahead and break the magician's code here with the Krabby Patty secret formula on blast. I just use shampoo and conditioner. The one I use is from Redken because it's what Tiana uses. And that's really it. Like, my hair's also not like fucking, ethereal, goddess type hair or anything. All of the ends are extremely fucking dead. The ends of my hair are more dead than Overwatch 2. Like, it's not like this is like the craziest hair care routine or anything like that. I haven't had like any kind of, barber trim it up or anything in fucking years. So there's not a whole lot of sage wisdom I can bestow upon any long locked individuals out there that want to up their hair care game, I'm just not the guy to ask. I've got Neanderthal long hair, basically. But yeah, that's all I do. Shampoo and conditioner, probably like most other human beings on the planet. Nothing else. The second most asked question was probably why I don't do infomercial dubs anymore, or like anything regarding commercials or Anthony Sullivan. And the reason is super simple. Anthony Sullivan is retired, basically, so he's not out there going fucking hog wild with some goofy products for me to get silly with. And also, infomercials themselves are kind of extinct. That's an archaic relic of the past. There's not a whole lot of that anymore. All of the infomercials that I really liked, I've already made fun of. Either in dubs or, like, even more recently, I made fun of infomercials from, like, tack light, tack glasses, and shit like that. But there's just not a lot of them anymore. You know, it's like, when I look for infomercials now, I'm actually, like, cosplaying an archaeologist. I'm looking for rare fucking finds out there hidden somewhere in the cyberspace. But I've seen pretty much all of them because they're not being made much anymore. That's the only real reason I don't do more infomercial shit. There's not, like, any deep lore to it. I didn't just graduate from it or anything. It's just, there's not a ton of it out there anymore that I haven't already done. The next question that got asked a lot is one that really tickles me and makes me go, just a big smile. Because it's about Godslap and Plague Seeker, which is our comic series. And I put so much into those, and it's really nice to see that people really like it. Even outside of the, normal audience that watches my shit, there are people that just read comics that have found Godslap and Plague Seeker that don't know fuck all about me, which I think is great. But the question is, do we plan on just keeping it a comic series, or do we want to branch out in other things? And I've mentioned this on stream a little bit. The quick answer is absolutely. I keep commissioning short animations for these, like most recently with Plague Seeker that dropped a couple months ago. But for Godslap, we have actually been in talks with a major animation studio that is a household name in animation that really wants to make a huge Godslap animated piece. I can't talk too much on it because we're still, just in that flirting stage right now. Nothing's finalized or anything, but we are actively trying to grow even more than comic books, even though we will always keep making the comics because it's fucking awesome. I don't want to just get lost in just answering Q&A again, so I guess the last one that I'll tackle that got asked a lot is actually about sim racing. There was a lot of sim racers that went to the event, which was super cool because my dad is a sim racer. There was a lot of interest in, like, would we ever be interested in doing anything in iRacing? And the answer is yeah, like, I'd certainly be open to it. My dad races, like, every single night. He's got a whole group that he races with, and he fucking tears ass out there. So I'm pretty in touch with at least how all of the sim racing works, and I know there's a lot of professional events that are held in there. So yeah, it is an interesting industry that, perhaps we'll do more in. I've already been going on way too long about this, so I'll just go ahead and wrap it up here by saying huge thanks to everyone that came out. It was an unforgettable experience for all of us here. Massive thanks to the production team that put it all together, as well as the venue, the Stratus Center, for letting us use it. The venue's super fancy, like really high quality shows go there, and they let us come in there and just start doing Tim the Toolman Taylor noises and fucking references to SpongeBob and shit. So that was amazing. Also, the GamerSups team flew down and were just giving away tons and tons of shit to everyone that came. And then they even had their own little mini games out in the lobby where they were doing like rock, paper, scissors tournaments. It was just, everything was really fucking fun for me, and hopefully everyone that came out had a good time. And hopefully anyone that watched on stream had a good time as well. That was the other thing I wanted to mention because I never did. The reason I streamed it on Twitch instead of YouTube is actually because when we got permission from EA to do a live watch party, we had already informed them that it had to be on Twitch because I was still exclusive at the time. But in the future, if we do more events, I will likely stream them here on YouTube. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah,